Hello, welcome to Soulprint Insights. Thank you so much for being here and supporting this channel and being very kind in terms of understanding sort of the sporadic place I'm in right now, and the videos are kind of coming out up and down and left and right. With no real order or rhyme or rhythm. It'll sort, right? As I'm sure most of you know, I've said by the middle of April things are going to be just fine, and everything will kind of revert back to something that is normal, both personal readings, videos on both channels, etc. Today, though, I want to have a conversation with you about sort of standing in a place of faith and trust, particularly when it comes to manifesting, to trying to create a change. And you know what? Listen, it can be really, really hard. And I'm not some magical guru who has it mastered. Trust me. But there is sort of a headspace. And I just want to talk to you about that. And see if I can give you some guidance or some clarity on kind of what works for me, what I've tried, what is helpful. So, as all of you know, there's been this buying selling process going on, and the house sold. My house sold exactly when I was told it was going to sell. Now, that didn't stop me from listing it months in advance because, I don't listen when I should. And so what that created was a couple of months of sort of additional stress within the home environment because we were sort of always ready to rush out of the house so somebody could come see it. But it was really for naught, right? Because ultimately, had I listed it when they told me to list it, it would have just been an easier situation because it sold pretty much exactly when they said it was going to sell. So, as I was moving through that process, I was kind of, I had in my head these dates, right? And it was like, I want to give up possession of this house on March 31st. I want to take possession of whatever it is I'm purchasing at least, a week before that. So that, you could just make the move easier and whatever, right? I saw many, many properties, and some of them were really lovely. There was a couple I was interested in. It didn't work out, but the dates never shifted in my head. And frankly, it was causing a lot of people a lot of anxiety because, here we are kind of first week in March, and yet still don't know where we're living and still don't know what's going on. And am I panicking? Not really. Am I worried? Not particularly. My kids were stressing out. Everybody, the real estate agent was stressing out, okay? Because I was just in this place where I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to make a move until I'm ready, and I'm not going to buy something because I'm in a panic. Yeah, like that. I just wouldn't kind of get off of that place where I was standing of just believing that my intuition, my insights were accurate. Now, listen, I had help. Carol, thank you so much. Carol is this amazing woman who lives Eastern Canada, and she has done a very, very comprehensive astrology chart for me. And she has been instrumental in saying, back off on these dates, push forward on these dates, don't do anything now. This is a good time to move ahead. And I'm very grateful. So it's not like I was standing on some pedestal, just coasting along in my own little psychedelic world. I had a lot of support. I had support from, family members. I had support from friends. I had support from you amazing viewers. Every time you said, I wish you success with the sale, I wish you success finding the perfect house. Every time you said that to me, it built up the energy. It strengthened the energy. And so that's how come, as most of you know, the positive energy circles are so powerful because they amplify the intention. So again, very grateful to all of you for that. Now, there's a couple of things along the way that can help when you're trying to manifest something. And it doesn't matter if it is, a new relationship or a new job or a move. There are some things that just can help you stay in that state of it's all going to work out. Okay? So, start with the fact that when you're manifesting something, you are looking at the end goal, okay? You are not looking at the step by steps. You're just looking for the end result, okay? So if you're trying to find like a new job, for example, you're simply focusing on how you're going to feel when you have that new job, and you're financially, you feel a little bit more secure, and career wise or energy wise, you feel like your time is being used valuably, that you feel like you're doing something that makes you happy and makes you feel productive, utilizes some of your talents or skills, whatever it is. You want to focus in on the feeling of how that feels. And you're not going to pay a lot of attention to, and this is how I'm going to get there. You're going to follow your intuition somewhere down the road in terms of this is how I get there step by step. But you're not going to try to control how this thing actually manifests or presents itself, okay? It's really important because the thing is, the universe cannot work effectively if it is continually pushing back against what you want because it has a bigger, better plan for you and you're trying to control it. If you can't let it go, you can't manifest it because there is that step of just really, really trusting that you're moving in the right direction or you're going to get what it is that you're looking for. And again, nobody gets 100% of what they're looking for ever. I don't care who you are, it doesn't happen, okay? But the stuff that's important that really, resonates with us, you know, we can make that work. In one of the channeled readings that I've done, and I've read various, the same sentence or the same thoughts from various other sources. You were never given a dream without the ability to make it manifest. So part of it is understanding that the power is within you to create whatever that is that you're trying to create. But you do yourself no service if you try to control how that happens. You have to stand in a place of, I'm sure. This is what I'm going for. I'm not gonna control it, but I'm gonna continually keep my eye on the goal, on the prize. Okay. There are ritualistic kind of things that you can do, right? You can light tea lights. For those of you who've watched this channel for a while, the tea lights are like my most favorite thing in the entire universe, I swear, because you can light a tea light and set an intention. You can light a tea light and give thanks. You can light a tea light and request help. The flame, the light that comes from the candle, of course, is attracted and travels to light, okay? So you can look for support, continued faith, assistance, clarity, support. So you can light a candle when it comes to your manifestations to help you stay in a place where you have faith, but you are not anxious or anxiety ridden over it, where you are standing in a place of almost like assured confidence that it will come to you. And you know what? It may not even look like what you think it's going to look like, but that which is in your highest, best interest, that which is going to work with your purpose, that will come. For those of you who watch my channel, you know I really, really like jewelry. I have a lot of it. Well, one of the things I've done is I've set certain intentions on certain pieces of jewelry. Not every piece of jewelry, but for example, this ring, which is diamonds, and if anybody was wondering, it's not crystals, it's diamonds. So when I bought this ring years ago, I set the intention that, aside from the fact that I love it and it's really pretty and I like to wear it, but I set the intention that when I was forgetting or worried and thinking that maybe the universe was not as abundant as I'd like to think it is, when I started doubting the abundance that is available to all of us, putting this ring on reminded me literally on a cellular level, because that was the intention set, that the universe is infinitely abundant, and that sometimes abundance, it comes from a different way or from a different, path in or source, but it's there for all of us. And I'm not just talking about financial abundance. I'm talking about abundance of health, abundance of friends, abundance of time, abundance of whatever and everything. Okay. So I like to set intentions on specific things, because then when I'm sort of feeling like I'm scrambling a little bit, I can pull out that piece of jewelry and wear it. And simply by wearing it, I am reminding myself and reinforcing the fact that whatever I set the intention on is going to be a little bit more amplified, and I will get some support that way. Certainly, you can use crystals. You can use grids. Paul, who you all know as the White Dragon, and I swear we're going to get some more videos happening for you guys, but it is going to take a little time because, I'm kind of busy right now. He sent me a beautiful, beautiful crystal grid. And it's interesting because I got it, and the energy is lovely. It's just over there. So I'm not going to, but I created a grid when I wanted the house to sell. I created a grid when I was looking to find the right house. And now I have created a grid to close the sale and bring in the people that I need to make that work. Whether it's, painters or contractors, legal, whatever it is, that everything that I need and require to make this thing come about the way I want it to, or the way I feel is, the way I want it to, and I hope the universe agrees, or between how me and the universe, actually is the accurate way to say it, are projecting this. So, crystals, there are grids. You can light candles. You can, set intentions. And it doesn't have to be on jewelry. You can set intentions on a blanket, right? When I wrap myself up in this beautiful blue blanket, I am going to feel calm. I am going to feel safe. I am going to feel secure. Or when I look at that particular item sitting on a table somewhere, or hanging on my wall, or whatever it is, I will be reminded of whatever the intention is, and that intention will strengthen, and I will gain strength from the intention. So look around your world and incorporate into it the things that can actually help when you're trying to manifest. And we've spoken about this before, right? The trick to manifesting is to let go of it, because you dream it, and then you have to let it go, and you have to let the energies work for your highest good, to create that in a way that is ultimately in your highest good and for your best interests, okay? And the other thing you need to do is stand in a place where you are able to gently and carefully, because what we fight persists, okay? But very gently move away from anxiety and worry and stress that this isn't going to happen. I want too much. I'm looking for too much. Listen, it's not easy, okay? It's not, but you do it in little increments, right? If you can only just go to that place and stay in that place for 5 minutes that says, I'm not anxious about this. I have trust. I have faith. I absolutely believe that this, whatever, is going to be made manifest in my highest interest. Maybe the next day you can stay in that space for 10 minutes and then 15. And that positive energy amplifies and helps move towards the manifestation of that. You may discover that when you get really anxious and worried about things not coming together or working the way you want, that maybe you just can figure out things to do to step away so that you're just not focused on it, right? Go play in your garden, bake something amazing in your kitchen, do some incredible craft, go out for lunch with your girlfriend. Create those sort of off-ramps, if you will, where you can get off kind of the spinning thoughts and distract yourself and replace those thoughts with something that is life-affirming, that is positive, that puts you in a place and a position where you can trust and have faith that what you're trying to create is going to be made manifest. Now, again, I've in other videos, I've spoken about unanswered prayers, and there are times when literally the answer is no, or it's not yet. But that doesn't mean you lose faith. That simply means that you understand and appreciate that for your soul print, for your purpose, the timing of what you're looking for isn't right, or you're settling for less than, or whatever it is. But intuitively and instinctively, you will know if whatever it is you're trying to manifest has moved away from you or is not quite the right fit. And then you simply allow the higher intention of what it is you're trying to manifest to come forward. Okay? Always remember, when you're manifesting or trying to manifest, you cannot manipulate somebody else's actions or behavior or emotions. So you can't manifest a specific person to come into your life for any reason, for whatever reason. If you're looking for a specific person or, again, a specific situation, and again, that's where you have to trust, right? Maybe the universe wants to bring you love. Maybe the universe understands that you need that love, whether it is in a partnership, whether it is from family, whatever it is. But maybe you're going to get it from a different source or in a different way. And again, the more attached you become to how it's going to happen, the harder you make it for yourself. So, meditation helps, of course. And whether that is active meditation or like a deep, still meditation. Look through your life. Look at what brings you comfort. Look at what supports you, and amplify that energy. And always, always remember that we create in partnership with the divine. And the divine you can absolutely turn to for support, for help, for just, I'm sinking here in my own kind of mental worry and anxiety. Just please help me release that, right? Doesn't have to be complicated. But it does take some practice. And one of the other things that I really, really encourage you to do when you're kind of in that space is think about things that you have already manifested in your life. And we all have. We all do it every day because every single day we're creating the life we live, right? So think back to some of your successes, and every single one of us has it, right? Maybe you were looking for a car at a specific price point, and you found it, and it was great, and it ended up being a fabulous car. You know, maybe you were looking for some sort of a professional to help you with a situation, and they, you know, you followed your instincts, or you listened to the guidance you were given, and you were able to draw that into your life. And that can be anything from, you know, a hairdresser to a lawyer, right? I mean, to a doctor, you know, drawing medical assistants to you, drawing, you know, the right doctors, the right caregivers, right? So go back and think about some of those successes. And when you start getting worried and anxious, you can pull those out. And you always have to remember that when it comes to manifestation, even though it's very hard for us to wrap our brains around, one manifestation is not really any harder or easier than another. We like to think that the bigger it is, the harder it's going to be to attain. And that very thinking in and of itself creates exactly the situation where you stop yourself from moving forward. So, to wrap up where I started, I ended up making an offer on a property that I had seen a couple weeks before and said, no, it's not quite right, and these are the reasons why. And then last week, something shifted and changed in my world, and it meant that what I thought was going to be too big to start with ends up that it's actually going to be a really good fit. And I was sort of, the housing market out here has gotten really hot lately. I mean, things are just selling like, you know, hotcakes. But when I went back to take a look at that property to see if it was available, it still was available. And it is vacant. And so that means that if I want to move in next week, as soon as the deal closes and the conditions are done, I can move in. So any anxiety about, well, where are we going to go come March 31st when we have to leave this house, dissipated. As I knew it was going to. I knew, you know, I had plan B in my head, right? I knew what I was going to do if it didn't come together with the timing I hoped. But on a higher plane and level, I knew. Okay? So we go forward, right? And we're making this move. And I know that the transition is going to be exactly what it needs to be and how it needs to be. And I know that the pieces are going to fall into place exactly as they need to. So the moral of the story is I should have listened to them in the first place when they said, don't list your house until January. That would have been a good thing to listen to. And perhaps because of that, I was more prepared to listen when I was being told, don't panic, it's out there, you will be directed to the right place, you will find the right place at the right time, because then it's going to make perfect sense why a specific place is the right place. So, a little bit of tenacity, a little bit of faith, and a whole lot of gratitude to those in our world who support us, who guide us, who reassure us, who are there for us to lean on. None of us are an island. We're all part of a collective. And it doesn't have to be a massive collective around you. And a lot of it may not be physical beings, but none of us walks through a lifetime without the support and the guidance that are going to help us accomplish our soul print. I hope you have enjoyed this. Send me some emails, if you wish, about some of the things that you would like me to address. And as I have said earlier, I'm a little slow responding to emails or, in the comment section of these kind of videos. I see them, I get to them, but I'm not quite as quick as I was because I don't have sort of as much available time to separate out what I'm doing. But if you have certain topics or areas that you would really like me to drill down on, this would be a great time to put it in the comment section. And as things settle down, April going forward, then I will be able to start addressing some of your questions. And some of them I've received in the past have been really good. And there's a couple that are still, I haven't got to yet, but will soon. All right, so thank you so much for your support. Thank you for all of your best wishes. Thank you for your energy work on my behalf. I'm so grateful for it. I appreciate it so much. And I just thank you from my heart. I really do. Till next time, stand in your power and stand in your light. Bye for now.